Hello, welcome everybody to a very special one-shot that we have here today on the Dungeon Scrawlers channel. We have two very special guests with us over this direction and this direction. But first, I'm just going to introduce myself, Yang Yang Wang, and I will be the DM for today's special prehistoric fantasy one-shot. And we are also doing a giveaway today from the very generous, ever generous Phoenix Dice. If you type in !ticket into the chat and push enter, you get a chance to win a dice tray or a dice set of your choice from their website. All of their awesome, beautiful dice are made from 100% recycled materials, and they only roll 20s. Bastards. So Rhiannon, tell everyone about yourself.
Hey, I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy is Rhiannon Held and space opera is RZ Held. And I'm going to talk about our sponsors. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Frida, Havilar, and Mehen from the Brimstone Angels novels, written by Aaron M. Emmons, who I am not, but I'm reading this anyway. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices, and probably some other devices by now. For more information, check out idlechampions.com, and there is a chess code on our screen, and you can use that. And if you get something cool, tell us about it in chat. And then I'm going to tell you about our other partners, both dice. Yang Yang just talked about Phoenix Dice with recycled materials. Our other partner is Norse Foundry, who specializes in metal dice. So they offer those and gaming accessories at norsefoundry.com. And Randy.
Hello, Randy Henderson, and author in fantasy, member of the Dungeon Scrawlers. And I just wanted to talk really quick to the Trevor Project. That's our charity today. So it is the world's largest suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for youth, for LGBTQ youth. It is focused on ages 13 to 24. Their services are primarily available to people in the U.S. They have an online Trevor Space community that's amazing. So you can join that from wherever you are if you're, within that age range. And their online services, tons of resources for LGBTQ people, for allies, people who are exploring and or have questions or in need. They are an amazing resource, and there is unfortunately so much need in the world right now. So really great project. Full disclosure, I volunteer for them, but they're great, and please donate. I just can't tell you the number of people that they help every day. It's amazing. And I'll put a link in the chat.
Yeah, actually, we also have a link directly to donate to them on the Twitch interface. It is our charity of the day, and there's going to be a little extra incentive in this game for you to donate to them that I will explain at the end of these introductions. So, Sam, take it away. Oh, you are muted, Sam.
Of course I am. That's my classic move. I'm Sam Cargnelli, and I'm from Questline on AFL. One of the rotating DMs, part of One Shot or Not. You can catch us live on Tuesdays at 5:30. I'm very excited to play in today's game, and I'm going to just pass it over to Kayte.
Hello. I'm not from anywhere. I'm just from Canada. I'm a player, a DM, and a writer, a queer, neurospicy, jack-of-all-trades D&D enthusiast, I guess, is how I would describe myself. Super excited to be here. This sounds weird and fun.
Yes, it is definitely going to be weird, and I'm hoping that it'll be a lot of fun. So real quick, I want to explain how this game works. We are doing a one-shot in a fantasy prehistoria. As such, the players today are playing cave people who have a very limited word pool that they can use in order to communicate with each other and with NPCs and plan their tactics. So if you take a look down there in the corner, there's a small black box that has all of the words that they are allowed to use for now. Throughout the game, they can get more words. They can either earn it through the gameplay. There's certain quest lines that unlock certain words, or they can get inspiration at certain points, and then they can choose a word to add to the pool. Or if you are a viewer and you donate to the Trevor Project today, you can either add words or remove words from the pool. So a donation of at least $5 to the Trevor Project allows you to add your word, almost any choice. I think there'll be like some limits. I don't want to get too crazy with that.
Sorry, 12-year-old me is just giggling at just the first line. It's like, you know. But anyway, please continue. Sorry.
No, it's okay. So also I'm trying to add a word that one of our donors had just wanted to give you. So we have Gabe Finder. Thank you so much for your $5 donation to the Trevor Project. They wanted to add the word rar to the word pool.
I mean, I was already going to sort of like use that as an onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now it could be a
Sounds
formal
evil.
word. Yeah. And you can decide what that means, over the course of the game. So once again, at least $5 allows you to add a word to the word pool. At least $20 will allow you to take a word out of the word pool. And all of this is for fun, all of this is for charity, so, we'll all be good sports about it. The last thing is, I said before, they can use only words from this word pool, but they can use any sounds, gestures, otherwise, play charades as they wish. So, I think without further ado, we can begin the adventure. Moderators, please help me track if somebody has a donation, or players too, if somebody donated money and I haven't paid attention to it. So, you are all cave people living in the land of Toonga. It is now time for the yearly hunt. The season is changing, and the great herds will soon migrate. This is the last period to collect food so that your tribe may survive the winter. You hope to be as successful as the best hunter of your tribe, Unga. While individually, each of you are less experienced and weaker than Unga, you all have something novel in your tribe that you think can more than make up for it, and that is teamwork. Since leaving your tribe, you've traveled for 5 days, tracking the great herds until you discovered a promising situation. Traveling through the dense jungle foliage, you spot a clearing in front of you. Now, I'm going to show you... Actually, before I show you what you see, how about each of you describe yourselves and how you're prowling through the jungle foliage? And let's start with Artemisia, Rhiannon.
Chenna is the character name. So Chenna got sort of dark brown hair about to her shoulders, got nice lace-up boots, general leather tunic, and she's pretty solidly built, but she doesn't carry noticeable weapons. Instead, she's got a pouch that perhaps maybe there's some spell components or something going on in that. But so she's definitely not rushing to be the first because of, not having a weapon to be, stabbing into anything.
Okay, how about Randy?
Wistuck is a good hunter. Wistuck is good tracker. Wistuck is broad-shouldered, wears fur hide that he hunted, and has big bushy beard and what crazy wild hair and bits of dried lavender woven in, and has very nice loincloth. And he has a club in one hand and has he's very proud of this sling kind of thing that he has. He can throw stone far and hit things, and he's kind of out front, he's very good at tracking and reading the terrain.
Okay.
And at hiding.
Okay, so yeah, Wistuck is near the front, Chenna is near the rear. How about Sam? Tell us about your cave person.
Ooga is good at experimenting with mud and dirt and different types of leaves, dried and fleshy. And are those still leaves anymore? I'm not sure. Let's find out together. Sometimes I'll approach and just give you something to eat, and you might not want to eat it, but you should. As a learned man of these people, I try to enhance our knowledge, and sometimes that means experimentation as I take us over the edge and hopefully hang on. You'll see this man who has a lot of scars on him, and you think from hunting, but no, it's from experiments. In addition to this, Ugrar likes to carry around many sharp, pointy things. Sometimes they help, sometimes they hurt.
Excellent. Okay, last but not least, Kayte.
So her name it's spelled Croo, and I was kind of thinking like it was just like she heard a bird sound and was like Croo, and that's her name now. Yeah, so Croo. She has sort of like darker, sort of olive tone skin and red hair that she's got in a big bun. She is wearing like slightly less, I think, like protective wear and more sort of ceremonial garb in some sort of way. There is a very, very badly done like image of a flame sort of like painted on her like chest piece, probably with like blood or something, maybe berries, but we don't talk about it. And yeah, she just really wants to make sure that no one dies, because that's her job. So
It's a good goal.
Keep an eye on everyone and make sure no one eats things they're not supposed to. Make sure everyone's wearing their fantasy sunblock. And yeah, that's her. So she'll just sort of be like going back and forth between all the people, just like checking their hair for bugs and.
Yeah, so the four of you have known each other since you were young, and you've grown up together. But this is your first formal hunt together. So, you travel through the jungles, tracking a particular herd, and you stumbled upon a very promising situation. As you're going through the jungle, you see a clearing in front of you, and in that clearing, you see a number of animals.
Ooh.
There are 3 distinctive species there. One large animal that looks sort of like a hippo with many horns. Many tiny animals that look almost like, very prehistoric horses, like distant relatives to horses. And lastly, some sort of stout, short herbivore that's grazing in the background. And all of these animals are just congregating peacefully in this clearing, eating grass. And you have to make a decision as a group. Which animal are you going after? In general, you know that the larger animals will give you more meat, but they might be more difficult or more dangerous to hunt. And the smaller ones, they're not really much easier to hunt, but they definitely don't give as much reward, but definitely they're safer. So using only the words that are available in the word pool.
Big.
Talk
big,
it out.
Big. 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 Big.
So DM, can I like look at them to see what she wants to find out is if any of them look kind of like sick or injured.
Ooh, yes.
Make me a perception check.
Okay.
Or particularly delicious.
I've never eaten any of these, so I cannot say. But
That
just
is
my
The DM, you can decide.
yeah, just my guess, the hippo is the most delicious.
Tastes like chocolate.
That's an 8, so I'm thinking that she's not sure.
Yeah, this is the first time that you ventured out so far, and you're not quite familiar with these creatures. You might have heard about them, but you can't quite tell.
Do any of are they like all sort of coexisting together, or are they all in their own little clumps? Like, do we need to like separate one from the herd, or like?
They're all generally with like clumped up with their own kinds, but they're commingling peacefully, coexisting peacefully in this clearing.
Big.
Oh, you, me, big rock.
No.
No, yeah, big.
Small rock.
Big.
Big.
Rock bang.
What?
Rock bang.
Rock bang.
Big.
Big food.
I'm just gonna pull out like my mace and just point at it and be like,
Bang.
Small.
bang.
Bang. And he holds up his sling. Rock bang.
Yep, I'm gonna point at
As you are talking and saying big, sudden inspiration flashes over your group, and a new word has been invented. And that word is egregious.
I love you guys. All right.
Thank you for the donation, Rumpus.
Yes, thanks.
Egregious
Rumpus. I should know
Yeah,
that.
Rumpus.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Big. Small, big. Small, big.
Oh.
Oh.
But small, big. Then big. Oh.
Small food. Big food.
Well, big.
Big
Food.
Big food. Big food.
That's all this is going to be for an hour.
He looks
Taking a
at
look at the
Chena.
stream.
Wissak will look to Chena and be like, fire, big.
Small fire.
Small fire.
Small fire.
Small fire. Good.
Small fire. Big. Big. And we bang rock. Small fire.
Can I like?
Fire.
I wanted to like indicate that I can make the fire happen, but I don't want to like actually cast the spell. So can I just like start casting burning hands to just like show that it gets all fiery and just
Yeah.
like, be like fire.
And in general, everybody, you guys know each other from growing up, so you do generally know
Like,
what.
we know.
Yeah.
Oh, she can make fire.
Yeah. Chena's is create bonfire, so hers would be like
Yours is better.
on the ground. Yeah.
This is better.
Fire. Big. Big.
Fire. Big. 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 And then,
Big small. You mean rock big.
big rock.
Big rock.
Oh my God. Love it. Adventures in has donated $20 to the Trevor Project.
Oh my God.
Oh, why?
And you have
God.
goodbye to the word big.
We get the hint. We'll move it along. Thank you. I've never had someone just like really telling me to shut up so hard in my life.
I'll pay you to shut up.
Pay me to shut up.
Well, thank you for the donation and supporting a great cause.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
God.
thinking that I'm just looking at the range on this. That Chenna is gonna make an executive decision.
What? So, okay.
Yeah.
I'm only going to allow you to talk out of character to describe exactly what you're doing. So, like, actually, like the physical motions, like whatever,
Yeah.
or to ask rules clarification questions. But you cannot describe your motivations, etc.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Okay.
Just do it.
coward. Do it.
So Chenna seizes the moment, and
Yeah.
what does she do?
Okay. I'm saying what she's going to do. Sorry, I guess I was getting into motivation, but I'm looking up her range. Rhiannon is. So within 60 feet, one of the hippos, she's going to create bonfire behind it, vis-a-vis us.
Is the hippos the big?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that's out of character.
I know it's fine, right?
No clarification like that.
Oh, sorry, just kidding.
I thought it was very clear. It was very clear what was what.
Sorry, I will continue.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But thank you so much for the $5 donation to the Trevor Project, Seldarine. And she added the word supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I'm sure that'll come in handy. Thank you.
Okay. So, the bonfire appears. Can you describe for me once again, like you're putting it underneath the hippo or in front of the hippo, or?
So, us, hippo, fire kind of behind its back feet. So not literally underneath it, but behind it.
Okay. Yeah, with the appearance of the fire, the hippo startles. And it rears back as it begins to charge the direction towards you guys in the jungle.
Ooh!
Egregious bang!
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
fire! Ah! Is it initiative or is it just we just call our action?
Sure, let's do initiative.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like so far it's going to be Whist up first.
Oh.
Just waiting for crew.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
I'm just trying to figure out how to do this.
Feel free to talk more in character in the meantime if you want to clarify.
Kayte know how to use technology. She's always bad at D20.
Egregious.
Rock bang Harry. Rock bang.
Harry bang bang!
Oh, and you know each other's names, so you can shout each other's names, etc. You know everybody's name in your tribe.
Oh no, I did it wrong.
Jenna!
How do I do this?
With talk over our rocks.
Well, I'll wait to see if she.
I need assistance. I don't
Yeah.
know how to do it.
Oh,
So-
that's a / roll. One.
/ roll. That's what I was missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll get you in the initiative order, so just go first, Whist, and then we'll correct
Okay.
it if we go into a second round.
Whist.
He was charging
Bang
you.
rock. Whist bang rock. Ah! And
Oh.
whoa! Whist. Whoa!
So describe for me how this is going to happen.
Whist is startled by sudden charging big hippo thing and swings and throws, try to fling rock, but startled it goes wide.
It goes sailing into the nearby bushes, where you think it strikes something because you heard like a pained yeah, like come from like some creature was hiding in the bushes far in the distance.
Oh.
Okay, let's go with. So Chenna, you started with the bonfire. I'll let you go next round. Oogra! Oograr!
Ooga, wait for 30 feet.
You're waiting for.
Is it close enough? Is it
Oh,
close
yeah.
enough that I can... Okay.
Yeah, it charges towards you.
Egregious Harry Bang! And like I pull out a like bramble from my pocket and I whip it out and hope for the best.
Supercalifragilistic.
Run an atlatl. We need an atlatl.
That hits.
Oh!
Whoa! Ooga!
Okay, so you score the brambles across the hide of this beast. It screams in pain, but you can see that its eyes, instead of becoming frightened, it turns into rage as it charges towards you. Ugrar. Ooh. But you managed to just dodge out of the way in time, because I don't believe that a 4 hits you. Alright. So, crew. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'm having a really hard time figuring out how to do this. I'm going to sacred flame it, I think, because I don't want to die. Let's see. Sorry, my like roll 20 isn't attaching to the character sheets. Can I just roll dice? Is that okay?
Yeah. Oh, totally fine. Yeah.
Fantastic. That I can do.
It helps if you're in Chrome on both of them, FYI.
I am.
And then if you select your features tab or whatever, features and traits tab on your character sheet, it sometimes that helps sync it up. But
all right. Well, I'm just gonna roll for now because it doesn't seem to like me. Magic. So yes, I'm going to sacred flame it. The big hippo guy.
Okay. Remind me, does it make a dex save?
It is a rage attack.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 17.
That hits.
Yep. Amazing. Okay. Yeah. Get it, mister.
How much damage?
Ooh. It is going to be 5 points of damage.
So, Crew does something and flames shoot out from her and strike this creature, searing it right in the face. It appears to take a lot of damage, but it becomes even more enraged. And it turns its attentions away from Ugrar and to you, Crew. And you could see that it's hunching its muscles tightly like together, like it's about to make an even more ferocious charge. So top of the round, it is going to be Whist first.
Whist is it's within striking range?
It is.
Okay. Whist swing club and try not no bang play.
12, that hits.
Oh! Ha-ha! Bang!
Yeah, so your club strikes into it and you could feel it like just crushing a bone in its rib cage, but it appears to pay no attention to you as its bones are thick and its hides are even thicker, and it just continues to just focus in on Crew. You think it's still going to charge her when it comes to its turn. So, it is... It is going to be Chenna afterwards.
Okay. Kenna casts, and she's casting mold dirt underneath the front part gets the 5-foot cube, so she probably can't get the whole thing. So she's doing mold earth underneath the front part of the hippo, and she's doing the thing where you excavate the 5-foot cube and move it, so that maybe the hippo will fall into the hole.
Yes.
Whoa, Chena.
Yeah, so the hippo doesn't see the earth that's being taken out from underneath it, and it indeed rushes forward. And as it does so, its legs fall into the hole, and it does trip into the ground where it crashes forward and towards Crew, because it's going with such speed and momentum. Crew, give me like a dexterity save to dodge out of the way.
Okay. Oh, geez.
Food roar!
It's a natural 20! Ha!
Oh, nice.
Oh!
Ha!
Ooh.
So not only do you perfectly dodge to the side, but I'll give you an attack. You could do anything you want as it's sliding by you, as long as you narrate what it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be so cool too. I think she's just gonna go roll, and then just sort of roll into a roll, and just shoot another sacred flame like out of her hand. She lands on the ground and like lands on her butt, but still like in a good position with her shield up. And yeah, so I'll do a sacred flame.
Yep.
That is 15.
That hits.
Oh yeah, buddy.
This thing is large. It is not very dexterous.
That is a 9 points of fiery, radiant.
Yeah, this thing is hurt quite badly now, but you could see that every time you wound it, it seems to just get angrier and angrier. It hasn't quite gotten up from the ground yet, but it turns its head to look at you once again, Crew, the source of a lot of the flame that's doing damage to it. Ooga, it is your turn.
Ooga, ooga, ooga.
Ooh, 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 bang, bang. Throw my boomerang into the pit at it.
Oh, nice.
Trying to like knock it out.
That hits.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, gorgeous!
So your boomerang hits it in the side, and it bounces off the thick hide back to you. You feel like it did do some damage, but it only served to sort of annoy this creature. Now, this creature is very, very hurt. You can see that the rest of its herd and the other animals have escaped the clearing by now. It is just you and this creature. But you know what they say. The cornered, wounded animal, that is when they're at their most dangerous. And it gets bloodshot. You see thin red lines like spreads in his eyes as it knows that it has just one last moment, one last move it thinks it can make before your group takes it down.
Ruh-roh.
So, Whist, you get to go, but you can see that it is about to go berserk.
So, Whist favored enemy beasts. No vulnerability?
You get advantage on your hits, if that's the case. On your attacks.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think it's also just some bonus to tracking, actually. But I'll just say in this case, you've studied this one for a long time.
Okay.
And it's also still down on the ground. It hasn't quite gotten up yet, but its eyes are bloodshot. It's breathing heavily, and it's lifting one of its front legs.
Bang!
Smash leg. Maybe. or smash head. Smash head, smash head. Oh, I don't have head. Smash. Oh, bang.
You also
bang,
don't have smash.
bang. I don't have smash. Bang.
I mean,
bang.
you're describing your actions, so you could just like describe them.
Yeah, bang,
Yeah.
bang.
This is only for dialogue and things. Do you need to use the word pool?
Okay. Bang.
Bang.
You choose bang.
I said bang, bang.
And how well do you bang? Let's see.
Oof.
Oh, that's quite good. Okay, definitely hits.
Ooga dragon. Jenna dragon. Crew dragon. Wistok small dragon.
Yeah, so your club, even though you've studied these creatures, this is your first time actually like hunting one and such a large one. And so your club strikes in an area where that you think it's a vulnerable area, but actually the hide and the fat underneath it are thicker than you think. So you do damage, but you don't do as much as you hope. And it is mad.
With my movement, I will try to place myself between it and my friends.
Okay. You think so now this thing is lifted another foot and it's like about to propel itself off the ground. The only other person who gets to go before this is you, Chenna. What will you do?
Let's see. I'm just reading one of the spells real quick. She gonna do another 5-foot cube mold earth. So it's trying to get out. So she's going her excavation like right under where its feet are trying to get purchased.
Okay. Very nice. So
And
it is.
she's also gonna yell at people, what's that crew over?
So the creature furiously gets up, the earth crumbling underneath it as it's like furiously pawing at it, trying to find purchase.
Oh.
And it rolled pretty darn good. So it does manage to actually charge itself out of the crumbling earth and get out of it. But he doesn't get the full extent of its charge. And in front of it, you said was Whist. So Whist, make me a dex save. So it would have charged Whist and crew, but because of the earth being shifted, it only had enough movement to reach Whist. With a 19, excellent. You managed to dodge. You managed to dodge straight over it as it's coming straight at you, and you just jump, run along its back, and get to the other side.
Ah, dragon!
Does it stop just like right in front of crew? Like, what?
It does. I mean, it's still technically charging forward.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Now, but crew, it is your turn. You see it barreling towards you.
Okay. I feel like a one-trick pony, but I'm a first-level cleric, so here we are. I'm going to Sacred Flame it from behind my shield.
It is a very effective trick.
Just right in its big, hairy face. Oh no. That is 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a 12.
That does hit.
Oh, thank God. Whew, that'd be a dead crew. Great, and that's gonna be... 6, 7, 8 points of damage right in its face. More flames. You, Harry, me, fire. We don't have that word, do we? I don't know.
Wait, how much damage?
8.
8 damage. Okay, yeah, so A, how do you want to do this? And B, what is going to be your one-liner that you say? As you
Okay,
finish
yeah,
it
I'm just gonna reach out and it's gonna like just reach my hand and like as it's about to hit me, and I'm just gonna let this sacred flame go, like just kind of like ripple across its back, and I go, "You Harry, me shiny." And watch it just sort of crisp up and topple over.
You don't think it understood your words, but you feel incredibly satisfied as you say that. And this creature topples over with a crash and is no longer moving. You have managed to hunt yourself a very large beast.
Yes. I just point down and I go, food.
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 Shiny food.
Shiny
Fire
food.
food.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious food.
So now you suddenly realize you've hunted this creature. But now what?
Fire!
Food.
Oh.
Small.
Oh.
Small food.
Hurry!
Small food.
Bang small. Bang. He looks at his club.
Small bang, Harry.
Small.
Shiny. Shiny.
Shiny food?
Shiny.
Shiny food bang!
Shiny. He points to it. Shiny. Shiny.
Shiny. Do you guys have like a knife?
Hey,
Any knives on you?
whoa.
Oh, sorry, DM. Are there? I'm just trying to like look. Can I look and do a check to see if they have any knives on their bodies? Is that more appropriate?
Yeah, I guess you could like narrate that you're walking up to them and like touching their pockets, for example.
Okay, yeah. She just comes up and starts touching you. I was like, shiny.
You
shiny,
me.
Shiny.
Bang bang.
Shiny. Do I find anything?
He pats you on the head. Shiny.
Fire.
I'm gonna go find the sharpest rock I can find.
Okay, all right.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't think to do equipment, but I cannot imagine that. Sorry, the anthropologist can hold on no longer. Absolutely, everybody in this society would have a flint knapped knife. Absolutely.
But would everybody in this society be able to summon fire or carry brambles, for example? So, sorry, this society works a little differently. But there are several sharp rocks that you could find in the clearing.
Yeah, that's great. This isn't the adventure zone. Not everyone has a knife.
Okay, well, so Chenna is gonna look for not sharp rocks, but nice sized cobbles. And she's gonna find like some likely looking ones. And then what she's gonna do is you have an anvil stone and you have the cobble and you bash it on top of it and to get it in half. And then you look on the inner surface to see what kind of material it is. I can do this all night. You can cut me off, but by God.
Like,
So,
you were a character.
yeah. So, yeah, you do that, and the inside of the rock looks gray and rough. Yes.
Rough, bad. Looking for shiny, smooth. So she's gonna try some different ones. Smooth is what she wants.
Meanwhile, I'm just looking for like a sharp stick, a pointy rock, any kind of like shiny looking thing. I don't know, something sharp.
Hairy rock. Water rock.
Can I?
The both of you feel like you would have a much higher chance of success if you could get Ugrar and Whist to do something to help you.
Ooga supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Guidance.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Guidance on who?
On Chenna for searching for a rock.
And does Wisthuk remember that there was a sound that came out of the thing?
Oh yeah.
He's curious about that, but maybe Wisthuk, while they're doing that, will. Well, I don't know.
So first, like, crew, did you want to ask Wishuk or Ugrar to help in your search for sharp sticks or sharp
Sure.
rocks?
Yeah, I mean, so Ugarok just gave guidance. He's doing a thing. I'll go get Whist and just be like, shiny, Get it. And I like pick up the sharpest rock I can see on the ground and be like,
Oh, shiny,
but
shiny rock, shiny
small.
rock, shiny rock.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll look around.
Small shiny rock, small shiny rock, small shiny rock. Well, and as he's doing that, whisper, hoping, small shiny rock, and he walked up close to them and whispers in to each of them. Let's see. Dragon points over towards the foliage.
Dragon fire rock.
Dragon.
I'm just gonna hide behind my shield because I don't know what's happening.
Small shiny rock, small shiny rock. And he'll walk over to the
Dragon rock.
Dragon. Yeah. Small shiny
Dragon.
rock.
Dragon.
Oh, gra.
So Chenna, roll. So with guidance activated, roll a investigation check because you are looking for a very specific type of rock. And Crew.
What does the guidance give to that?
1d4.
Ah, okay.
And then Crew, you may roll with advantage to perceive. Yeah, roll for perception because Whist is helping you. Look for especially shiny sticks and rocks. He's helping in his own way. But you still get his assistant still gives you advantage.
So that's a 22 total for the investigation.
Oh, very nice. So you try many rocks until suddenly like something just sparks in your mind and you remember one day when you were young searching for this particular style of shiny rock with your relative, and you remember, oh, this type of rock likes to be in a particular depth in the earth near other rocks, and so you dig a little bit and lo and behold you manage to find one magically, coincidentally.
Hooray!
Is your character a geologist? Did I miss that?
That's who Rhiannon is in real life.
No, archaeologist.
She's just like...
I rolled 2 19s, which is pretty sweet.
Oh, amazing.
And so that's 21 total.
That's great. You find a sharp stick and a sharp rock for each member of your group.
Yeah, and I go and hand them to each of them and say, shiny, shiny,
Shiny.
shiny,
Shiny food.
and then I take my sharp rock and I just like jam it into the neck of the thing and start just trying to cut.
Ooh.
No, food.
Oh, okay. So then she's gonna go and just like start cutting out the heart because that's what he wants, I guess.
More water, you food.
Yes. Do I need to make some sort of check to see if I can cut into this hide? I'm really weak.
No, I think that your group can do it. I think it's just a question of what it is that you want to take from this beast. You could do it over time.
Yeah.
And Chenna is, now that she's found her raw materials, she's napping it. So that can take a while. So while you guys are working on that, she's going to be napping, flint napping.
Oh. Got it. I heard melting. I was like, "You've set up a forge outside now? What is happening?"
Yeah.
I mean, Game of Thrones thinks that one shapes obsidian by melting, so...
All right.
Okay.
You sure told them.
Randy, check Zoom. So the rest of you,
yeah.
just describe for me what part of the animals you are harvesting of the ones who are harvesting this beast. There's hide, there's horn, there's meat. There's bone.
I feel like we came to find food, right?
Yeah.
Ooga begins to pull away hide for later.
And as he pulls away the hide, I will cut the meat out from under it. Teamwork.
Hi.
So between the two of you, yeah, you begin to harvest its hide, and you have a good deal of its meat.
Yep.
There's definitely more meat than all of you combined can carry in your backpacks. Let's say each of you can carry 1 unit, and this thing has a total of 10 units of meat.
Oh.
Just to give you an idea.
Is there all the little horsey things definitely fled? None in sight.
Yeah. There's
Good,
fire,
because we
there
killed
was
them, so yeah.
banging, loud noises. Yeah, let's just kill all the other
Too much,
animals.
there's too much meat. We'll go kill something else.
When do I finish my knife?
After Randy decides what his next course is going to be.
I just got an internet unstable notice, so let me know if I break. But okay, so Wistuck casually went over, checked where he thought he heard the sound, but there was nothing there, just a bloody track. And he considers, so he just wanted to make sure.
Whoa, that's info you
sorry.
are narrating.
Sorry.
Look,
Right. I went over.
no,
he
just
went over, looked over. Okay.
only actions.
He's casually goes.
It's hard.
looks,
It is. It's really difficult.
Oh,
Just reminding.
No dragon. Wait, do we have no? I can't remember if you said
No,
yes.
you don't have no.
No. Oh yeah. Dragon.
Egregious dragon.
Egregious dragon.
Egregious dragon.
Egregious dragon. Dragon.
Shiny.
Dragon food.
Small dragon. No. Food. Hairy. Food. Hairy.
Hurry.
Hairy.
Oh.
Food. Hairy food.
I point at the hide that Ooga took off and like put it on the ground and then like put some meat on it and start pulling the hide.
Brilliant.
Shiny.
Brilliant. I love it.
And this is when they invent the high five because she goes hit with her hand up like this and it feels so good.
Oh,
Shiny!
shiny.
It is at that moment when Chenna, you have finished your task and you are approaching the group and you see them putting the meat on the hide and dragging it around.
Okay. So Chenna is gonna look at her knife that she's made. She's gonna put the extra pieces of that, we'll say obsidian, in her pouch. And she's gonna take her knife and actually go and find some tall grass and cut that.
Okay. Yeah, you harvest several, what would you call them? Sheafs of tall grass? What are the units of tall grass? Okay,
Wood
yeah,
now.
sheafs of tall grass.
And then she's going to go to crew, and she shiny, and it's the knife.
Oh, my
Yeah,
taking.
knife.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Shiny.
And then Chenna's gonna sit down and she's gonna start taking grass and like twisting it, and then taking another piece of grass and twisting that, and then twisting, and so she's making some stuff for a while again, twisting.
Okay,
Ooh, heavy.
let's say some time passes as Chenna's weaving, and then the rest of you harvested hides and the meat and putting them on your makeshift hide sleds. So, at the end of the day, what has Chenna made?
Rope
Ooh.
or cordage, because people think of rope as being pretty thick. And cordage is any size, can be thin to thick. So, cordage.
So,
There you go.
yeah. So now, Chenna, you approach the rest of the group with these knots in your hand. How are you going to present this to them?
Hairy, shiny, and then she starts using the cordage to sort of tie the hide kind of over the meat so it's not going to fall off the sides. And maybe she can get a little bit of a handle that we can pull the hide with.
Crew's just chewing on the knife. That feels weird. Even Neanderthals need to stim.
So at the end of the day, you have managed to make 4 of these hide sleds with meat on them, and you secured the meat on them successfully, and you are able to carry all 10 units between the 4 of you. It is definitely going to be, each of the sleds is quite heavy, and it's going to be quite an arduous trek back. It is also reeking blood and attracting flies, and you definitely know that the scent of blood does also attract predators. But quickly, in the meantime, I want to thank Ben Rowe and Original Angston for their donations to support the Trevor Project, and also Cruciferous Kale. Thank you for donating $5 each. They gave you the words shiny and no, and we're still waiting for a word.
Now.
Yes. And we're still waiting for a word from Cruciferous Kale.
No, 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 no.
No.
So
Ooga.
your group begins to drag your hard-earned prize back towards your tribe as best as you can. And as you're dragging it, it becomes evening. And you manage to find a nice sheltered clearing this time. And not only is it a nice sheltered clearing that has trees overhead to protect from the sun and some dense foliage that you feel like is nicely defensible, but it also has some berries.
Oh.
Shiny food.
Shiny food. Oh. Shiny food.
So here, you manage to see that there are 4 red berries, 5 red and yellow berries, and 2 blue berries. Not actually blueberries, but not as we know them, but just the color blue.
Wistak, if we're going to settle into this clear, if we're going to stop with all of this meat and that's motivation. But Wistak points to tree, points to cordage, points to leather filled with meat, food.
Oh.
Cruciferous Kale left it up to me, so that's what you got.
What did we get?
Poop.
Poop.
Yeah.
Okay.
No dragon poop food.
No dragon. Meat
No
shiny.
dragon poop food.
I'll just go over to what we're lifting, and turn some of the cordage into some magical tinkering. I'm gonna take some weird leaves and things out of my pouches, and just kind of stuff them in there, and push my hands together and rub it together, and suddenly this really awful smell, the bathroom, or I guess the tree over there. No, water, bang water.
Oh boy.
All right.
No bang. No dragon.
Chenna's gonna go over to Crew and hold out her hand. Me, Shiny Rock. Me, Crew.
Just in her mouth still.
Wipe on the tunic.
You don't know about germs.
Yeah, but it's slippery.
There.
Cheddar, shiny.
Crew, food? She's pointing at the berries. Food?
Can I go over and
You detect the scent of sweetness, but also something sour.
From all the berries?
Just from the cluster of berries.
Cluster. I'm going to cast Detect Poison and Disease. And see
Wow.
if I'm poisoned or diseased. I really want some berries.
Could you read the description of the spell for me real quick?
Sure can. For the duration, you can sense the presence and location of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet of you. You can also identify the kind of poison, poisonous creature, or disease in each case. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay, perfect. You detect poison from the red berries.
Oh, I pick the red ones and go, yeet. and then I do, and then just like,
Wait, you
take
go
them.
what? What did you go? What did you
You-
say?
She was describing an action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eating not an action?
No. It's fine. It's fine.
I didn't tell you how I felt about it.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought you meant that she said yeet. No, but I love that
oh,
word
no,
so
no.
much.
She went,
I just wanted to highlight yeet because it's one of my favorite words.
Yeah. No, she went.
So,
And then she'll just like pull the rest of the branch down and bring it back and go food.
Shiny.
Shiny.
Hey.
Yeah. So there are 5 red and yellow berries and 2 blueberries.
Cool. That was worth a spell.
Let's see. Okay. So Chenna is like, and she points at Wistok and at Crew and then Overar and then she takes her other hand and she points at one of the berries and another of the berries and another. So basically, like, she's pointing one finger at each berry, and then she starts putting the berries into 4 piles.
Mm.
And then she'll eat 1 pile.
Ow.
So the berries, despite being so small, well, actually, I guess what do the rest of you do with your berries?
I eat them, I guess. I eat one at a time, probably, just to like see how the texture feels. I don't know.
Wistuck watches Chenna for a minute after she eats hers.
Oh.
Ooga, like color, smushes one and. Ugh.
Food!
I go lick his face.
Ogre!
Shiny.
So not only do you feel shinier, you feel shinier than you've ever felt. It's almost like your skin got a little more youthful. And Crew, when you go and lick it, it tastes divine.
Ooh. But is it the berry or is it Ugarak?
Another lick, maybe.
I'm just like, oh.
You, we know you.
And what are they
Wistuck
doing to
was a little
Chenna?
jealous when she
Ugarak.
Ooh, a dragon.
What color of berry did you eat?
The yellow ones.
This berry also tastes divine. And you feel rejuvenated, refreshed, like energetic, as if you had taken like a short rest.
Shiny.
I'm gonna eat whatever color berry was on his face.
That was also one of the red-yellow ones.
Great.
So if any of you have taken any damage, it would have healed you too, but I don't believe you did.
Nope.
Okay. So, you have eaten 3 of the red and yellow berries. You have 2 of them left, and then 2 of the blueberries.
I'm gonna put mine in my pocket that I have left.
No bang.
No bang.
No jacket.
Food. No bang.
No. Bang bang. No. You mean rock.
Shiny.
Wistuck, have you put the stuff in the trees?
Yeah, Wistock did that, but he was watching that whole interaction, and then he looks kind of relieved when Ooga says no bang with. And he's like, oh, Ooga the dragon.
If you want to know information from each other, you're gonna have to talk it out in character. Okay.
You bang bang.
Yeah, I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Small bang bang.
Bang bang dungeon.
PG-13, Sam.
PG-13. Yep. we had our one bang water per episode.
Oh man.
Horse
All right.
elixir and bang water. Okay, so the evening is growing long, and you are growing tired. Your group goes to sleep. You set a watch, take turns. This is a great location. For some reason, nothing seems to come across you in the night. And the morning comes, and you set off again towards the direction of home.
Can Chenna have made another knife while she was on watch? Because she had the extra stone.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay.
Thinking all the kinds of knives.
I mean, yeah, but
So,
Is your character a rogue and we just don't know yet? All right.
Roar.
as you are going through the jungle, Whist is taking the lead. And Whist, you stumble upon something really quite odd in the jungle floor. Ooh, give me 1 second.
Survival or perception? Me?
Harry, Harry water.
Better not be bang water.
Okay, so you follow it for a little bit, and you see an odd silhouette in the jungle, and you go forth to look at it, and this is what you see. Do you see a handout called Strange Thing
No.
in Roll20?
No, I do not.
It should be in your
Just-
journal.
just hunting berries.
Yeah. Oh, strange thing. Yes. Okay. I had to click on it to open. Okay.
So that is what you see.
Oh. Small? Oh. No small.
It is.
No small.
Here, I'll write you the details in Zoom.
All right.
I love that. Spent $20 for nothing.
It's for the Trevor Project, so it is a good. You've done a good.
Okay. He will use his his skulker feet allows him to hide from creatures and stuff, so he'll make sure he's not seen, and then try to, I'm not sure how far in advance of the others he is, like scouting ahead.
Oh, maybe like 5 minutes ahead of them, but you have a feeling you should return to them.
Yeah,
and
so
share.
I'm gonna try and sneak back to them without being spotted, and then I'll be like, whoa, no small dragon. Mm-hmm.
Egregious dragon?
shiny dragon.
Oh, shiny
Well,
dragon.
no small.
You dragon me. No. Blah, 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 blah.
Doodle. Ah! Or doodle.
You me, shiny.
Me.
Fire.
Fire. Yeah.
Oh. He points to Chena and crew like egregious, shiny.
Oh.
Jenna's gonna walk forward towards where he was pointing.
He will try to guide her there in a like he knows where it is and kind of scouted the terrain ahead of time, so he's going to try to guide her in a stealthy manner towards it.
Okay. You do so, and you help her reach the area. Crew, Ooga, do either of you follow?
Ooga follow.
Yes. There's no yes. Oh, Jesus. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
So you follow Whist, and he guides you through the jungles, and ahead you see a tall, looming, dark silhouette, perhaps maybe 40 feet tall. And as you're walking through the jungle towards it, a ray of sunshine peeks through the heavy foliage above, and it strikes the object, and the object reflects the light and sparkles, and that is what you see in roll 20. Oh, thank you, Meyer Doug, for donating $5 to the Trevor Project. Let us know what word you want to add. Can you all see this?
No.
No.
Which is even scarier, to be honest.
Here, let me change this. It should be called Strange Thing in your journal.
Oh.
There it goes. Oh.
Small thing.
No small.
No small.
No small.
No small.
Cave?
What?
Cave.
Cave?
Dungeon cave?
Oh.
No food. Food?
No.
No.
No
No.
food. No.
No food.
No food.
Jenna's gonna walk up towards it.
Yeah.
As you walk up towards it, nothing seems out of the ordinary. Nothing reacts to you. Although you do notice that the area around it is oddly quiet.
We see the picture, but can you describe it, what we see, sort of, in your own words, Yin Yang?
It is tall, perhaps about 40 feet, and its surface is reflective, and it looks almost rock-like. Chenna, it reminds you of some of the shiny rocks that you might find near the river or something.
Oh.
But you can tell that this is unlike anything that you found near a river, unlike any rock that you've seen.
Jenna's gonna look for a stick, and if there is not a stick, she's gonna cut herself
my
one.
chopstick!
Crew offers you a stick.
Take the stick. And she will go and sort of poke the ground, heading towards the thing. And if she gets close enough, she's gonna poke it with a stick.
You have just gotten a new word. And that new word from Meyer Doug is squishy. You poke this thing with the stick, and it does not feel squishy. It feels the opposite of squishy.
Rock.
Rock?
It is harder than any rock that you have ever worked with.
Shiny rock.
No squishy.
No squishy.
No squishy.
And if nothing's happening, she's gonna get close enough to touch it herself.
As you touch it, the surface is smooth, impossibly smooth, and it's pleasantly warm to your touch.
Fire shiny rock.
Is the beam of light like still coming from the sky?
Mm-hmm.
Wistuck will
There's a ray of sun that's broken through the canopies.
Okay.
Wistuck will sniff one of those dangly things and then lick it. Oh.
Ooh. Ooh.
Eh?
No food.
No food.
There's like a little tingle that runs through your tongue.
Ooh. Shiny.
I hug it because it's in the sunshine.
You hug it, and it's incredibly warm. And as you are hugging it,
Small fire.
you see or you hear the hiss as some sort of steam issues from its belly. And the bottom of its surface begins to open.
Boop!
Boop. Boop.
It's just
Egregious.
gonna grab everyone's collars and start pulling them towards like a bush or something. Let's hide, Jesus.
The bottom that opens slowly slides down and forms a slope that leads into the belly of this thing.
Eve.
Cave.
Eh?
Cave?
Oh,
You mean cave?
Dragon cave?
cave.
No dragon cave. Cave.
Cave.
Kevra?
Ooga!
Ooga dragon.
Oh.
Food.
Food? He points to the food we already have.
Oh, food.
Food.
Me, you food.
Cave? Food.
No,
Points
no
up to a
cave
tree.
food. Me, you food.
No. Cave food. We no food. I'll just pick up a piece of the like a hunk of the meat and just like go forward and just like chuck it into the ramp that's open and see if it like eats it like a hungry hippo. Just one unit.
It lands on the ramp. Nothing happens. It doesn't slide down. It doesn't move up. It's just there on the ramp.
Should it have slid down? Like, grossly? Is it sticking to it, or is it just like that just happened?
It just happened. Like it slides
Okay.
a little bit, but then friction stops it.
I'm gonna hyperfixate on that specifically for no reason whatsoever.
That's D&D.
Why is it magnetic to meat?
Oh, meat magnet.
Food meat. Water.
Water? Okay, I assume we have like water skins or something. I'll go spit some out on top of the meat. Food, water.
Yeah, so you've managed to clean the meat off with the spit water.
Cruise food.
You are close enough to get a little peek into the interior. And you see
I don't know why I'm so scared. I'm like anxious, like I'm in a horror game. Like I don't think this is a horror game, but now I'm like it's gonna be like a bunch of dead dolls or something. I don't know.
it is definitely not a horror game, but for some reason
Wisthuck
Man.
will say, cave, food, and he points to tree. No cave. Go.
I'm just looking up.
Yeah, you
My eyes are adjusting to the darkness.
as your eyes adjust, you get a sense of just jarring depth. Like you expect it to be like 30 feet, 40 feet, inside, right? You think that's supposed to be like a certain depth. But instead it stretches out far beyond that, as if you're looking into like an inner horizon within the thing.
She'll look back over at the group and say, "Cave no small."
Cave no small. Cave shiny. Cave egregious.
Cave no fire. Cave. I go and put my hands over his eyes. Cave.
Oh.
And then to her and to Rock. Cave.
Oh.
Cave!
Ah!
Whoa! Cave!
Okay.
Whiscut, shiny. Food? And she's pointing in the trees. Food?
Food.
You, me. Cave.
Hurry. Ooh.
So
As
Wisthuck
they're doing that, I'm
will
just gonna, like-
will use the quarters to haul the food up and secure it up in the tree.
Yeah, while they do that,
Nice.
I'm just gonna dip a toe onto the ramp and just see what happens.
It feels solid beneath your feet.
Cool.
Your step echoes on its surface.
Huh. I'll wait there for my friends so I don't die by myself.
Intention.
When Chenna comes up behind Crew, she takes her knife and she kind of cuts on the ramp a little bit, or tries to cut. Does it cut?
Not at all.
Shiny.
Is it like nails on a chalkboard?
No. In fact, it's almost musical. Like there's a resonance as you cut across it.
Ooh, shiny. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Arr.
Crew is just gonna like grab two of their hands and just start pulling them up the ramp.
Oh. Wisthuck will make sure to grab the unit of meat as we pass it, because
Jeez.
yes, not 'cause,
Oh,
just does so.
the spit meat. The spit meat. Got it.
The spit meat.
Yeah.
Wisthuck grabs spit meat. Yep. Food. Food.
Shiny. There we go.
Hey, welcome Raiders. Misty Mountain Streaming is raiding with a party of 14.
Ooh.
We are playing a really unique one-shot where the word pool in the lower corner is the only words that the characters get to say in-game in order to communicate with each other. We are also raising money for the Trevor Project, so for $5 you get to add words to the pool, $5 or more, or for $20 or more you get to remove words from this pool. And currently they are looking at this odd object they're cave people looking at this odd object in the jungle. So your group approaches this strange object, and I take it you all are going up the ramp?
Yep.
Okay.
That's
So,
what the story is.
As you all walk up, the ramp echoes with each of your footsteps, creating like a slight melody, like almost like a xylophone. Each of your footsteps is like a xylophone strike. And when you reach the interior of the inside, you all see a strange depth that is far deeper and darker than the exterior of this thing. But you also see in the center of this dark infinity, another strange rock formation floating, suspended in the air.
Ooh. Shiny.
Good rock.
Oh, Maddie and Sheepish, thank you so much for supporting the Trevor Project.
Yeah.
Oh god, I didn't even see the picture. Oh, it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Shiny.
Super shiny.
Shiny, shiny, shiny.
As you say shiny,
Mm-hmm.
the crystal in front of you vibrates and responds. And you feel the ship slightly lurch,
I cast
slightly
light.
tremble.
I cast light at the crystal.
Oh.
Your
Shiny.
light,
Super shiny.
your light lands on the crystal and highlights it and gives it a prettier halo around it. But otherwise, nothing else happens.
Shiny.
When you say shiny, once again,
Shiny.
you feel it tremble. The ship trembles ever so slightly.
Oh. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
No poop.
I'm gonna link hands with everybody and say shiny, 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 shiny. Shiny.
Shiny.
Maybe
when-
get it all together, but maybe not.
So,
Shiny, 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 shiny.
so Crew, Whist, and Ugrar have all been sort of speaking at each other. And occasionally, when your words overlap, so each time you speak, the ship has been trembling a little bit. The strange thing has been trembling a little bit. But when the three of you say the words together, it suddenly lurches up in the air about 1 foot and hovers.
It's powered by friendship. Powered by friendship.
Dragon Cave.
Dragon cave.
Shiny cave.
Shiny.
No
Shiny.
small cave.
Shiny
Food.
cave.
Food.
Is the
Cave. Woo!
is the ramp still down or is it like closed?
Oh.
The ramp is still down.
I'm gonna peek outside and just see how far from the ground we are now.
You're about 1 foot hovering up.
Crew. 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 Who's
Oh.
squishy?
Eh? Oh.
Squishy. Bang.
Squishy.
Dragon Cave.
Oh! Ah!
Bang.
Hey.
I'll scuttle back to my friends.
You, me, no squishy.
Takes.
Me squishy, you know
Me
squishy.
squishy. Me squishy. You squishy. You squishy. You squishy. You, me, no squishy.
Shiny.
I hold hands with them again.
No shiny. No shiny. No shiny.
As soon as one of you spoke at that point, the ship descends until it lands on the ground again.
Oh.
Ah,
Shiny.
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 and you all have a new word.
Oh.
That word is
Ooh. Good word.
swift.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, Maddie Moiselle. So
Oh.
Shiny.
Shiny.
when the two of you spoke, the ship trembled again. So after a little bit of experimentation, you realize that when you speak in different combinations together. This strange thing moves in different ways. When 3 of you speak together, it goes up. When Chenna and Crew speak together, it goes left. And when Oo and Wist speak together, it goes right. And if any one of you speaks, it just goes down. When all of you speak at the same time, it comes to a sudden stop. So you spent maybe, let's say like 2 hours or so of your day, and that's what you figured out.
What was up again?
Any 3 of you.
Okay.
So Chenna is gonna put her hand over her mouth and point to the ramp, and then go down the ramp.
That's kind of intention, but whatever.
Swift.
Swift.
Poop.
Swift.
Swift. Cave. Ooh.
Cave. Shiny.
Cave. Cave. Points to all of us. Cave. Food. Swift. Cave.
Oh, food. Cave. Cave Swift.
Cave Swift. Cave.
Shiny.
Cave. Shiny cave. Hairy cave. Shiny cave.
What?
Hairy cave.
No.
So as you are speaking, the ship is like lurching all over, like up, down, all around.
Sorry, I probably hit my mic there. Sorry to people looking,
No, you're
but-
fine. So your group understands Chenna enough to go down onto the ramp, and you have this moment now to discuss. Or perhaps now is a good time for us to take our break. It is 8, and we will be back in about 10 minutes. See you then. Hey everybody, welcome back. So real quick, thank you so much for everybody that's donated so far to the Trevor Project, and for watching this very special one-shot. And I just want to highlight the fact that we're doing a giveaway for those that weren't here earlier. ! Ticket will get you an entry to win a dice set and a dice tray of your choice from phoenixdice.com. All of their dice are made from 100% recyclable materials, and they are fantastic. Check them out on their website. ! Ticket to enter, and anybody in the world can enter this. We're willing to ship anywhere in the world. All right, Randy, tell us a little bit about the Trevor Project.
Trevor Project is the world's largest suicide prevention and crisis intervention program for LGBTQ youth. They have tons of resources and space for those persons who are in crisis and just need some place to go where they can be supported. And there's a lot of that need out there right now. So please support them.
All right, thank you so much. So, in the meantime, the group has decided that they have collected all of the meat that they so arduously won, and they have brought it into this strange object, and now they are trying to use their voices in order to make it move in the way that they want it to move. So you manage to success. Do you remember how to make it go up and forward?
I wrote it down.
Yeah, I wrote it down. Oh, yeah.
So up and forward is any 3 people. Down and forward is any 1 person.
And the others?
Stop is that all of us talk. Left is me and Chenna, and right is Ooga and Wist. Is that right?
Yes.
I'm
Perfect.
amazing! The ADHD girl took notes. What's up?
Heck yeah!
Does Wisthuck, from within this, does Wisthuck have a sense of what direction home is?
Yes. All of you, having grown up in this land, you have a very good, like, innate sense of where home is, and you're familiar with this territory, so you can figure it out. So your group is driving this thing, and you've never been this high in the air before.
Fair.
In fact, this experience has inspired a new word for you. And that word is fly. And the other word...
2 words.
Splat.
Squishy bang.
Yeah,
I
squishy
guess we
bang.
can have bang.
No fly. No fly.
Squish.
Oops.
Oops. Oh, no.
This just feels like it's too. Oh no. Oh boy.
So...
Hopefully we won't need that one.
Wistbang looks. Is the bottom hatch open so we, from within, can we see? Is it any kind of semi-transparent, or we can
Yeah.
only see what's inside? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's semi-transparent on the bottom.
Okay, on the bottom. Okay.
There's no like window to. We are just driving without mirrors.
No, there's a window. You could see like generally around the ship. I should have clarified that. You can navigate.
We'll just go and see what happens. That's what the
Yeah,
oops is
just pick
for, right?
directions. Yeah.
Wisthuck looks down. Are we tearing a swath through the forest? Is that, or are we low enough that we're doing that, or have we gone high enough that we're?
Oh, you've
clear?
gone high enough so that you're
Okay.
clear. But being first-time flyers, your group, and maybe there's so many things here in this land that aren't quite so familiar with having a thing flying through the air along with them. As you're traveling through, and you feel like everything is okay, suddenly in front of you appears a giant pterodactyl. You must all go left. That's 3 of you. Instead, you go up and forward, crashing into the pterodactyl. It bounces off the equivalent of your windshield, and it goes hurtling through the air and crashes down into the jungle canopy below.
Oops.
Small oops. Small oops.
You're paying attention to that
Egregious oops.
when suddenly you spot a group of pterodactyls suddenly in front of you. You must go down to avoid them.
Ah!
Perfect. You swoop down and forward. Have managed to avoid the group of pterodactyls, but too quickly, and you suddenly find yourself in a very conveniently placed canyon run. You have to dodge the rock directly in front of you. Go right.
Oh, Johnny.
Perfect. You bank over to the right. Now you have to go up to avoid the next rock.
Ah!
Swim.
Shanna, point.
Shiny.
Ah!
Up, down. So, yeah, you bang against the rock. You start to spin a little bit, and that is sending you into another rock. You have to make a sudden stop now. 3.
Ah!
Nice. And just in time, you stop
Oh.
right in front of a jagged chasm rock wall. You think that might have been really bad if you had hit that. So now you can bring yourselves forward and up from this rock wall. You go down, banging once again against the rocks.
Wispuck will point to the other 3.
Oh, shiny.
Shiny.
Shiny, shiny, shiny,
Shiny.
shiny, shiny, shiny.
Shiny.
Oh,
shiny, shiny,
so
shiny.
because Chenna and Crew spoke together first, you go to the left and bang again into another rock before Oo joins you, and your ship begins to lift up over the chasm. Your ship has taken quite a bit of damage, and you could tell that it's not flying so stably. Whereas before you didn't feel like any of the motions or, the gravity. The sensation of flying was completely smooth, as if you were on the ground. And now you're feeling it. It's like lurching uneasily sideways, almost as if you're on like a ship, even though you don't know what a ship is. Like on the water.
Will take out his yellow or red berry and smear it on the ship. Oops.
The ship begins to right itself a little bit, but then it begins to drift slowly down towards the ground. And no matter what you try, it lands on the ground next to a cave. And it is about to become nighttime. You are very close to your tribe, though. You feel like if you spend a night in this cave, then you'll have one more day in order to trek back to your tribe.
Shiny cave?
Shiny cave. Shiny cave.
Cave.
No shiny cave.
No shiny cave. Shiny cave?
No
shiny
small dragon cave.
cave.
Fly cave?
Fly cave.
Me,
Fly cave.
fly cave.
Fly. Shiny cave?
Fly cave, shiny cave.
So the thing is on its side. The ramp is open.
Okay, we can't
And you
see
feel
the
like-
shiny cave.
It's pretty exposed. Okay.
You feel like it's more exposed.
Oh, okay.
Small cave?
Egregious fly cave.
Egregious fly cave.
Oops, fly
Oops.
cave.
Bang, 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 fly cave.
No shiny.
No shiny. Bang, bang, fly cave.
No small bang bang.
No small bang, bang. Oops.
Bang,
Big oh no.
Rock
No
cave.
small oops.
Small cave.
Small cave, rock cave.
Small cave. Small cave.
Oh, rock cave. Rock cave.
Rock cave.
Rock
Oh,
cave.
rock cave.
Rock cave.
Rock cave.
Rock cave. Rock cave. Rock cave.
Rock
Rock
cave.
cave. Rock cave.
So your group haul out your meat and you bring it into the cave. Oh my goodness. But so the cave is it has a spacious first chamber. You haul out your meat and insert it into the dark, dry cave. So you, the first cavern is spacious,
Oh.
but you see there's a passage that leads a bit further into the back. And those of you who are naturalists, so Oog and Whist with your survival skills, you know that this would be a good opportunity, maybe a good location for mushrooms with which to supplement your food supply.
Squishy food.
Mm. Squishy food.
Squishy food. Rock rock.
Chain of fire?
Small squishy food.
Oh.
Oh, Jenna fire.
Chain of fire.
Jenna fire.
She casts bonfire. Just sort of.
Oh.
A nice burning, sizzling bonfire appears.
Near the entrance. Or...
Yeah,
Yeah.
near the entrance in the primary room, and it's a nice glow in the room, and it feels very toasty and cozy.
I'm just gonna scooch on up to it and just like.
Jenna's gonna take out her knife and cut some strips of meat. Put them on the sharp stick.
Yeah.
After a short while, the meat begins to sizzle. You could smell the fat burning off of the fire, and it's very pleasant. It makes you a little hungry. You kind of feel like it would be super delicious with something to accompany it. Berries, perhaps? Or
Some sort of squishy.
Ooga.
Let's talk me
Mm.
water.
Shiny, small food. Small food.
Me.
Rock water food.
Me.
Hmm?
Fire. Me
Cool.
shiny. I'll cast light so that they can hold my hands out
Ooh.
like a flashlight.
oh, brilliant.
Crevices.
Crew.
Brilliant.
Crew shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crew shiny.
Crew shiny.
Crew.
Crew.
Crew's also a Pokemon.
So with Crew leading and shining the way, you find a couple of groupings of colorful mushrooms in the back of the cave.
Oh.
In fact, you find a total of 8 green ones, 3 orange ones, and 1 purple one.
Hmm. Can you read that one more
What's
time?
up?
I'm sorry.
3
8
green
green?
mushroom.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, 8.
Oh, it's down below. I see. Never
Yeah,
mind.
it's below the picture.
Okay.
8 green, 3 orange, 1 purple.
Squishy
Oh.
food. Poop.
Poop food. Poop food.
Ooh, ooh.
Ah.
Let's talk shiny. Guidance.
Oh. Hmm. Whoa.
Ah,
Ah.
fire shiny.
Waist shiny.
With shiny.
With shiny.
Shiny. With shiny. He'll do a, I guess, nature check or medicine check, or I guess what would be the right check to like see if he can determine the nature of the mushrooms.
Oh, nature in this case. Like you're trying to figure out like what kind of mushrooms they are if you know things about them.
Yeah.
Figure out the nature of the mushrooms.
The nature of the mushrooms. So 16.
A 16. You've definitely heard of this green one before. It's cultivated by what some might consider the more recreational members of your tribe.
Oh.
It doesn't taste great, but eating them makes you feel real nice.
Shiny food. Oh, shiny food.
You do know that eating this, though, it kind of hinders your ability to speak temporarily.
Oh.
That's not a problem.
You also know that
yeah.
the orange ones are very popular, highly sought after as a accompaniment to food. It does a little bit of damage to you, but it is spicy, and people love that spicy kick.
Oh.
You've never seen the purple one. You have no idea what it is.
Shiny food. Supercalifragilistic food. Fire food.
Oh.
Oh, fire food. Fire food. Food.
Let's talk crew me fly. Fly.
Oh,
No
shiny
small
food?
Fly.
shiny food fly?
Shiny food fly.
Oh,
Fly.
it. No.
Who fly rock food? Fly.
Say no, kids.
At least, like, not ones you find in a cave.
Crew swift no.
Can I cast detect poison and stuff again
Mhm.
on the purple ones? Or I guess all of them. It's at a 30-foot thingy.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah. Man, would you consider that a poison
Yeah.
if it makes you feel real good?
Well, but if it's like, I guess it's like a toxin or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the mushroom is poisonous. That is why you feel those feelings.
Right. So yes.
But poison. It's just,
Yeah.
You know.
So you definitely detected off the green ones, not on the purple ones, and not on the orange one.
No poison on the purple ones?
Nope.
No
But-
egregious food.
Whoa.
Oh.
I will say, man, it is like, I don't know, it's like out of my wheelhouse of knowledge of mushrooms, I realize.
Let's go, chat.
Maybe. Yeah, who's a shroom expert here?
Text Steven.
Tell us
Text Steven, see
everything.
if he's available.
Doug says yes, it is a poison. So sure, yeah, let's just go with that. Yeah, so you detect
Alright.
like a trace amount. Like you don't think it's deadly. In fact, like you don't know what it does, but you feel like it's kind of a similar nature to the green one, but different.
Small poison. No poison. No small poison. Mm. Wait, can I just like pick one of each of them and just bring it back so we can, maybe it's something about rocks and the geologist can tell us? I don't know.
Archaeologist.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, totally. So there's 7 green, 2 orange, and no purple left. You took one of each. You bring it back to Chenna. Chenna, you see the rest of them appearing from the back of the cave through the passageway, and they're holding 3 mushrooms. One of each of these
We'll point
colors.
to the green one and be like, shiny food. And point to the orange and be like, oh, fire food. And then point to the purple one and look to Crew and go, no egregious?
Small poison food. Or small,
small egregious.
Small egregious. Yeah.
Well, Chenna will take the orange. And cut it with her knife. And put pieces on, because she's been roasting meat this whole time. She will put a piece of orange mushroom on each of the 4 pieces of meat that she's roasted, and then hand them around to people.
Whoa.
As you're cutting it, so a bit of the something from it, like, makes your eyes water and tear a bit, but not in an unpleasant way.
I'm resistant to fire damage. Does it just tickle?
Yep. It feels pleasantly warm.
I'm like, when no one's looking, she's just gonna take the purple one and go, ow.
So you eat it, and everything in the cave begins to become extra vivid to you. In fact, I'm gonna type out what happens.
Oh god.
And in the meantime,
Dies of happiness.
while she's distracted, Wistuk will cut the green one in half and slip half to Ugra.
Because Chenna's the group
Shiny
mom, and
food.
we need on
Shiny
board,
food.
like-
Shiny food.
That doesn't seem wrong. I'm not sure how we established it through like grunts and stuff, but Chenna does seem like the responsible one. And she's like making knives and rope and stuff.
Yeah.
Chenna food shiny. Chenna shiny food.
Oh,
Shiny Ugra.
food. Shiny food.
So those of you who ate the green mushrooms, I will type what happens to you.
Oh, okay.
And Chenna makes some more knives. Very
Crew
happily.
shiny? Crew shiny?
Cruel? Cruel?
Ooh, Chenna, effervescent.
So you see Crew's eyes get wide as she beholds Chenna contemplating. Contemplating Chenna's identity or soul or something. And then she invents a word to describe what she has been contemplating. And that was effervescent?
I
Okay.
should have said effulgent. Dang it. Oh well, that's fine.
Are the rest of us allowed to use that word too?
Yes.
Ooh.
Effervescent.
Effervescent.
Yes. And she's gonna reach out and just like cup your face in her hands and go, effervescent.
Whoa.
Shiny crew?
Effervescent?
Effervescent.
Effervescent?
Effervescent.
Ooga is just tripping balls in the corner.
Good, shiny.
Just gonna like stroke your hair.
Yes. So Sam and Randy, check your Zoom if you haven't.
With Tuck Oops? With Tuck Poop food.
With Tuck Poop.
Chenna. Crew. It is at this moment that you detect another scent in the cave.
Pheromones?
No. It smells like carrion. And it's coming from the passage in the back.
No effervescent.
Ooh and Whist are still having a good time. Communicating with each other something that you don't really quite understand. But they're having the time of their life doing it.
Crew, Chenna,
Yes, with her permission, I will take her hand so I don't get lost.
Shiny.
So
Oscillates.
Crew lights the way. You go into the back of the cave. You go past the mushrooms this time, following your nose, until you stumble upon something that you did not expect to see.
Nathan Fillion.
Nobody expects it.
Ooh. Do you guys get a new journal entry or something pop up?
Yes. Yes.
Oh god, it is Nathan Fillion! Uh-oh. Unga, oops.
Unga. Oops. Egregious oops.
Egregious oops.
Egregious.
Does Wistok and Ooga hear them saying that?
Yes, you make your way slowly over, following them because it was very amusing, and you.
Can I examine the body to see if I can figure out a cause of death? Can I do a medicine check?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's great. I mean, that's a 3, which makes sense because I'm still just staring into into Chenna's eyes.
I even have that.
So I guess each of you make one,
Plus
and then I'll just
4.
tell you what
Shenna.
each of you.
So 7 total.
7 total. Okay.
Yeah.
Us
19.
as well, or just?
Sure. Yeah, everybody.
And you said
Get
what, a nature
disadvantage?
check or? A...
Like what would you? How would you like to interact with this and figure out what you know about it? Sorry, what did you roll, Chenna, and what did you get?
19 for a medicine.
Oh, nice. Okay. This is what you get. Now, Whist and Ooh, you do get a chance to do something. So, what would you like? Because even though you're having a good time, You still realize what this is and what's happened.
Oh. Whisk will look around the body for like signs of tracks or other things.
Okay, so survival.
Hints as to what might have. Oh, okay, yeah. I'll do so.
Oh.
Ugar's just like, did I do this?
Ugar's gonna make sure everyone else. He's not gonna check the body. He's gonna like go and like do a head to toe on everyone else and just like.
So Chenna is gonna look at each of them and then focus on Crew. Crew, me, Unga, no dragon. Oops. Unga. Ah.
Oh. Poop oops.
Poop oops.
Mm-hmm. Fly oops. Or
She's pointing at the ceiling of the cave.
I look at the ceiling of the cave. Is there anything on the ceiling of the cave?
No fly.
Oh.
Yeah, it's solid rock.
I look for like a stick they could have tripped over.
You. There's no stick.
there's no stick. Wait.
Water, fire. Oops.
Oh. Like. Ooh.
Okay. So Chenna, with your roll, you should have gotten 2 things. I just want to make sure.
Oh,
you saw
I
both.
only saw one. I was.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. There's the second one. Oh. Crew. No dragon. No me, no you, no Ugar, no Wisthuk. Unga.
It is at that moment the group of you have an epiphany and invent a new word. And that word
Let's hope it's a useful one.
Right?
is murder.
Unga murder.
Murder?
Murder. No fly oops, no water oops, no fire oops, no oops.
Oh.
Murder.
Murder oops.
Murder. Murder egregious.
Did Wisthuk pick up the clue with his survival check? Is that?
There was one. Yeah, it was given to you. It should be in your journal.
Yep. Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if that was just for me or.
Crew just goes over and starts examining Ugarok's hands and like looking at him with beady eyes. Just looking for blood.
Oh.
He looks sketchy. I'm just checking.
No dragon. No egregious dragon. Murder.
So you realize that Whist is still under the effects of the green mushroom, so he cannot actually use any words.
Big anymore. Oh, no small? Harry? Murder? Food murder? No small food. Murder Unga.
Ooh.
Unga food?
Oh,
Unga no food.
Whiskuk looks like she's like he's really worried about her that she would suggest eating Unga.
Now that these like the like murder part has been pointed out, can I look harder at the body and try to do a medicine check again? Oh, that's better. Thank Jeebus. It's a 19.
Did you see the clue that I sent you? It should be in your journal.
Oh. Okay, well then I already saw it, even though I didn't see it till just now. I didn't realize I had one because I rolled really poorly, so I assumed I didn't see anything. Cool. So I guess I just see that also, again, on my second medicine check.
Well, I gave you slightly more detail.
Oh, okay. So it's just the same. Okay. She's gonna point at the wounds on his body and go, murder.
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 She's gonna take out the knife.
Does the wound looks like a hooked claw? Can I think of does it match any like weaponry that I know, or like an animal? Does it look like the hippo horn things, or like does it remind me of anything?
Man. Okay, with your second roll, you realize that it doesn't remind you of any natural wound that you've seen
Dragon.
from.
Nothing natural. Okay.
So, like from
Let's see.
a saber tooth or a pterodactyl, etc.
I pick up I pick up Chenna's knife and I look at it suspiciously, and I look at the marks suspiciously and be like,
Not match.
okay, no food murder.
No.
Shiny murder.
Shiny.
Seeing all this knife gesturing at Unga's body, I'm just gonna.
We invent the word chill, please. I'm gonna put 5 of my own dollars in to make Sam chill.
And apparently he's trying to dap. I'm not sure why.
Oh yeah, as you do. That's how you solve murders.
Yes, dap. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Can I whist? Murder. Just gonna walk up to the body and go and then walk away from it and then point at the floor. Murder.
Okay.
Okay. I start smelling. What do I smell?
You smell a scent that reminds you of the woolly mammoth.
Harry.
Harry. No small Harry. No small Harry.
Also, the iron smell of blood.
I'm gonna look around or follow my nose. I don't know. I'm gonna follow my nose. Following my nose to see where that smell leads me.
The smell generally seems to be around the cave and maybe in the primary chamber, but it leads towards back in the direction of your tribe.
Okay. Well, then, first thing, I'm gonna get on one knee and just hum a little something and do a little I don't know, so the equivalent of this, over the body, and then I'm gonna loot the body. Also, like, specifically looking for, like, I don't know, he's the leader of the tribe, right? So, like, something that, is it like a signet ring, like, made out of a tree branch or something? I don't
Some
know.
kind of pendant or something.
Yeah, he has like a little bone pendant that he wears. It supposedly came from the first creature he ever hunted, and he wears it in a cord around his neck. You take that. You find some strips of what appear to be like a dried mammoth jerky in his pocket. And yeah, I think that's it.
I take out the jerky and I give it to Ooga and say food. No oops, food. And then yeah, I'll take the bone necklace off of it, and then shh. No. No.
Huh? Wistuck will go over and scratch his back. Huh?
Just like trying to like dig up the ground. I've interpreted your actions as dig.
Did Neanderthals bury their dead? I think they probably burned them or left them.
Maybe they did.
Maybe they did. I don't know. You would know, archaeologist.
They have what they think is a burial, and they think there were maybe flowers placed on it. They weren't so far as like to do like cremations or anything like that. So the question is, was the body that they just like put it there, or did they like lay it out and kind of dig around it and like put stuff on top of it? And that's hard to interpret.
I think
so they may have.
Stinky, let's bury it like a poop in the woods. Okay.
Okay, so you guys dig a hole and you bury the body. You surround it afterwards. Would one of you like to give a short eulogy?
No, whiz talk. No whiz talk.
Okay.
Unga. Shiny. Small. Oops. Food. Yumi. Cave. Fire. Shiny. Yumi. No poop.
And with that, all of you, you all feel a little better. You head back into the main chamber where you sleep uneasily, but still sleep for the rest of the evening. And through all of these experiences that you've had before you arrive back at the tribe, each of you feel very inspired. You may each give me one word to add to the word pool of your choice.
What's the word we've been wanting to use the most? What is the word?
Each of you just say one word. Don't group discuss it. Just throw them at me.
Tool.
Tool? Okay.
Snuggle.
Snuggle? Okay.
He's still on mushrooms.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be high.
High? Okay. One more word.
Oh no, my brain's in that thing where I can't think
You
of
could get
words.
big
I
back.
haven't thought of a single word. I don't know what words are.
It's okay. I can do the next part, and then you can just tell me at the end of my description if you want a little time.
That's great. Thank you.
Don't worry. So in the morning, your group takes your hard-earned, hunted food, and with a sad backwards glance at the final resting place of Unga, you drag it back to your tribe. But upon your arrival, you see from the distance that all of your tribespeople have gathered, and there appears to be some sort of great commotion. As you approach, a group of them break off to meet you. And they are led by one named Glagu.
Glagu.
He is tall, broad-shouldered, thickly muscled, flaming red hair that marks him as a sign from the heavens that displays his fiery warrior spirit and incredible strength. He has always been the second best hunter in the tribe, unskilled, but he compensates with his great individual power. So as you approach, he points at your group and he says, "You murderers! Murderers!" And the rest of the tribe rush you and grab you and pull you into the back of your tribal caves and in to the Cave of Trials, where being really good cavemen, you have erected
Sure.
in front of you.
The word that I would like to add is sus.
Sus. Perfect. Love it.
Oh, so versatile. That's
Yeah, right?
Love it. Okay, let me just add sus. But you see,
Ooga and I can speak now, right? The mushrooms
Yeah.
were off while we slept. Okay.
yeah, the mushrooms were off as you slept. Thank you. So, you see in front of you, there is a tribunal of your elders sitting in behind the raised wooden structures in front of you. Growing up in your tribe, you were proud to have been part of the tribe, and one of the only tribes to have any sort of sense of justice in the land, and any kind of code of laws, especially against murder. And you know that you must now proclaim your case in front of the tribunal and prove your innocence, and perhaps discover who really killed Unga. And so the way this will work is that first, the prosecution will make their statement, and then your group can make your statement, and you may call witness, and then they may call witness, and then we will deliberate.
Let's go.
Okay. So, the prosecution in this case turns out to be Glagu. Not only is he incredibly strong and the second best hunter in the tribe, but he is also one of the best prosecutors. He walks to the side, his hands behind his back. He just flexes his shoulder muscles, one, then the other, as he stares at your group intently. And he says, egregious murder. You murderers. You murder Unga. And then he points at the distance and he says, Unga food cave. And then he points at Whist and he bang! Unga food cave! Bang! And then he points at you, crew, and then he says, fire! Fire! And then he points at Chenna and he raises her sharp knife in one of his hands and he says, shiny, swift. And then he points at Ooga and he says, small bang, roar, sus. He points at each of you, sus. And then he gives you one additional word, and that word is guilty. and he says, "Guilty." And he walks back. It is now your turn to make your opening statement.
Shit, what was his name again?
Glagu.
Linu?
Gligu.
Glagu.
Glagu.
It's in the roll 20.
Glagu, okay.
Glapoop.
Glagu sus. Glagu poop.
Glagu murderer.
Glagu murder. Glagu guilty. Glagu. Shiny.
Tool.
Shiny tool. Glagu tool. Shiny tool. Unga. Maybe I don't take out the the thing we took off his body. I was like, see? So no. Unga cave. Unga. No water oops. No fire oops. No flight oops. No no poop oops. No tool oops. Unga murdered. Unga murder. Glagu murder. Glagu sus.
Can
I'm gonna hold up his
Glagu
hand, hoping there's
swift,
magically a claw
effervescent
on it.
fly.
Sorry, a couple.
Cave.
Say that one more time.
Glagu cave. Swift, effervescent fly.
The elders nod sagely. Whist, what did you say something to?
I was going to ask. We're accusing Glagu, but did I miss? Does anyone wearing mammoth furs? Is Glagu wearing mammoth furs? Oh, okay.
Several people are wearing mammoth furs. You actually get a chance to cross-examine and ask somebody later. You're not sure of the answer to your question.
Okay.
When he was pointing at us, was he pointed with a shiny hooked claw?
No, he pointed with his finger.
Does he have a shiny hooked claw around his waist?
Interesting that you should ask that, because as you look at his waist, you notice that he has a weapon hanging there, proudly. It is made of a hard wood that has been carved to a very peculiar shape.
Glagu sus, Glagu, shiny, her, murder, Unga,
Glagu tool
Glagu
murder.
tool.
Glagu tool murder.
Glagu
Unga.
tool murder, and I'll point at the sickle thing.
Harry murder.
Harry.
Harry, you, Glagu Harry,
So, at the moment, this is the end of your closing statements. As the four of you say that, Glagu slams his fist down on the wood in front of him, and he stands up and he goes, "Glagu, no murder. Glagu, 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 Glagu."
Guilty?
No guilty. Glagu bang food. You sus. You sus. You sus. You sus. You, and he points at Chenna. He says, "You Unga no snuggle. You shiny." And he's gonna call you to the stand. He points.
As Tina goes up, I'm just gonna guide you. Chin up, shiny.
Yell guidance. So Chenna, you make your way up to the cross-examination booth, where Glagu leans in close to you, and he says, Unga no snuggle. Unga no snuggle. Unga no snuggle. You rar? You rar?
Oh.
You rar.
I'm gonna no snuggle you.
Unga snuggle me? Me Unga snuggle squish. I don't know.
Beg your pardon?
You shiny.
No. And she's turning to address the elders. Unga, murder, play. Chenna, me. Glagu, Unga murder. Food cave. Glagu, Unga food cave. Chenna?
One of the elders nods and he says, Chenna's squishy.
Squishy.
Glagu no squishy. Squishy no murder. And the Glagu says, no! Squishy Chenna murder. Squishy Chenna murder. Tool crew. Tool whist. Tool oog. And the other two are like looking like back and forth. They're like unsure. But he sort of just like throws his hands up. And he lets you off. He's done questioning you. So your group now gets to question somebody. It doesn't have to be Glagu.
Who else do we know?
There are other tribes people.
Question a random tribes person?
Was there anybody who like did Unga have like a mate or someone?
Not a particular single one.
Did
I think
Glagu have? Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Glagu up, Glagu.
Yeah, Glagu.
Glagu sauce.
Glagu sighs and hangs his head, like rubs his head as if he has a headache. It's like, But he walks up.
Prue's gonna just like put her hands together like this and start pacing the courtroom.
Yeah.
It's like, Glagu, shiny.
Glagu shiny.
Unga, effervescent.
Oh, 1 second. Suddenly, a new word enters into your vocabulary. Thank you, Eric Brigard. And that word is objection.
Ooh, good one, yes.
Oh, that's like my favorite thing from Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright games. Objection. Okay. Well, we got a lot of words in here.
Yep.
All right.
But none that make sense together.
Okay, sorry. I missed that last thing that you said.
So it was Glagu shiny, Unga effervescent.
Glagu shiny.
Glagu no
Unga
snuggle.
effervescent.
Unga.
Glagu effervescent.
Glagu
Glagu
no
shiny.
effervescent.
Glagu
shiny.
objection. Effervescent.
No effervescent.
No effervescent.
No.
Objection.
I look around the group and say,
Glagu
Unga
Glagu sus murder tool. And I'm going to pull a little magical rock out of my pouch and activate my magical trinket as his like a tool or like the body of Unga that we saw, all like shredded, appears, and then like
Whoa.
say Glagu sus.
Okay.
Can someone
This
please add
is.
the word enhance?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. This is like CSI. It's beautiful. Yeah, and he like takes his
Glagu
feet.
tool.
Like Oog takes his fingers and like does this pulling motion, and like the pictures get bigger, and as it zooms into certain areas, and all the others are like, oh, no shiny, no shiny.
Glagu.
Tool.
Glagu tools? Glagu tools. She's gonna, if he's wearing like a pouch or something, she's gonna point to his weapon, and if he's wearing, and also point to his pouch. Tools.
Glagu no snuggle unga. Glagu rar unga.
Objection! Glagu snuggle unga. Glagu no tool murder. Glagu.
Glagu, egregious murder tool, son.
Glagu,
No!
snuggle,
No!
and murder.
With Chena Tukru Unga Food Cave.
One of the other judges begins to nod also. They glance from Glagu's weapon to the wounds that you enhanced to the image.
Egregious.
Egregious.
Egregious. Yes, egregious.
Sus egregious.
Sus.
Sus.
Somewhere a ship takes off.
Guilty.
Other people in the room begin to take up your cry because it's just so catchy. Guilty, sus, guilty, sus, guilty, sus. And you could tell that Glagu is getting more and more uncomfortable. There's like this look in his eye that reminds you of the hippo that was cornered earlier in the day. There's like a little bit of that madness gleam. And before any of you can move, he reaches over, grabs one of the tribunal elders, and puts his weapon to his neck. And he begins to drag him out of the cave. Anybody that gets near him, he begins to pull his weapon across the judge's neck just a little bit.
Oh, gorgeous.
No shine.
No shiny.
Can I? Okay, can I?
This is gonna be good.
Can I use thaumaturgy to like as he's backing up, make a really loud roar right behind him and scare him so badly that he drops his weapon?
You could try to make that sound, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. I mean, I have to make the sound. It's gonna hurt all your ears. I can roar really loud.
Oh, please demonstrate. I put a limit on the volume. Whoa! That was super good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So at that moment,
I scared you.
he lurches around, pulling the judge in front of him because he thinks that there's like a sudden threat behind him. So the three of you who did not do anything yet have an opportunity. There's sort of like a reactive moment, and he's vulnerable. What will you do?
I just turn my head to the three of them and go, murder.
No small murder.
There's gonna be a follow-up trial.
Small murder.
I could.
In this moment, I'm going to try and pull his weapon away with like some more like little thorny bits and try to pull a thorn whip.
Ooh.
Like, pull the weapon out of his hand.
Yeah, love it.
Ooh.
Nice.
Roll me an attack roll.
Too bad.
Let this be good.
Uh,
That's good enough. You barely grasp it. And you have it in your hold, it doesn't jerk out of his hand, but the two of you are now tugging at it back and forth. He is definitely stronger than you, though. Roll me an athletics check.
I will grab on to Unga and help him pull. Like,
Unga.
Oh, a natural 20!
Holy cow! Nice! Holy cow. So with strength that you didn't know that you possessed, perhaps given to you by the green mushrooms that you consumed earlier,
Yes.
drug-fueled strength flows through your body as you just you just yank the weapon and out of Glagu's hand, and it goes sailing through the air and it clatters on the ground in front of you, and suddenly Glagu does not have a weapon.
Let's talk shiny snuggle.
Chenna, you think he's still about to do something. You're not quite sure what, but you could tell he's desperate.
She's going to hit him with an earth tremor.
Ooh.
Read me what that does.
Each creature other than you in that area must make a dex saving throw. Failed save, creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage and knocked prone.
Okay, let's do it. He has to make a what save?
Dex.
Does a 12 save against it?
No.
Well, he takes, you said 1d6?
Yeah. 4, it says 4 that it rolled.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, so he and the elder and some of the other people all like tumble to the ground. He knocks his shoulder on his way down, which makes him let go of the elder. And for the moment, he's stunned and proned on the ground. And then
Oh, no, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you helped Oog. That was your
okay.
action.
Okay. Yep.
So, some of the guards that were waiting in the room, like they couldn't go in before, but now they jump on him and they pile on him, and then they tie his hands in some vines, and
Sus.
Sus.
Guilty.
Sus. Wisk will take those last 2 fire mushrooms and stuff them in his mouth.
Nice.
I thought you were gonna stuff him somewhere else. I'm glad it was the mouth.
Yeah, he was about to open his mouth to say something else, but you stuffed him in there, and for a moment he doesn't react, but then his eyes shoot wide, they begin to tear, he begins to drool, and he like spits them out and then begins like hacking and then asking for water. Water.
I'm gonna
No.
pick them up and put them back in and say fire.
No, So yeah, one of the guards says, "No water," and then they drag him away. You have solved the mystery of Unga, of Unga's murder, caught the culprit, hunted food for your tribe successfully for the winter, and
Why the fuck were we on a spaceship?
but in celebration of your accomplishments, that night there is a great feast that is thrown. There's much dancing and rejoicing. But then the elders stop you, and they pull the 4 of you aside, and they thank you. And then they hush the rest of the crowd as they lead you to a small raised dais in the center of the room. And then everybody around you chants a new word. Speech! 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 Would some or all of you like to give some closing remarks for this year's annual winter hunt?
We know squishy. We know small food. We swift. We effervescent. You no sus.
Some of the crowds have little tears in their eyes.
Dragon.
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 They match your actions, and everybody rah. And thus was your tribe forever known as the Dragon Rocks.
Yes. Yes.
So, if you guys have until 9:30, I actually have a nice little 5-minute bonus. But if you guys are running over time,
Now we're queens.
you good, Rhiannon? You good, Rhiannon? Okay. So after the celebration, you're all having a grand old time, eating mushrooms, consuming berry juice, whatever. And you wonder what happened to that spaceship. And you happen to wander back to it, the four of you, to reminisce about this year's yearly hunt. And as you're sitting there at the edge of it, suddenly it begins to vibrate and spin with a new sort of motion. And it zaps you millions of years into the future, where you all quickly adapt to modern society and are forced to get jobs. Jobs as gecko car insurance salesmen, salespeople.
You said this wasn't a horror game.
I lied. So now the four of you, as your first day as trainees, must sell car insurance to a skeptical-looking, elderly Asian man who stands in front of you with his lips permanently in a frown. And he says to you, I don't see why I need insurance anyways. I think I could just drive.
Oh, egregious sus.
Bang.
You squishy.
Drive. Bang.
You squishy.
I mean, I don't really work out very much at the gym, but my eyesight is perfectly fine.
You squishy.
But I'm gonna report you to your manager for physical assault. Why, I've never had an accident on my record before. So,
Murder tool? Guilty? No.
You shiny.
You shiny.
You shiny.
You poop.
You shiny. Dragon. Bang. 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 You.
okay, so let's say a dragon bang bangs me. Then what's your insurance gonna do about it? What are you gonna give me in return, huh? What's the coverage?
Bang. Swift. Swift
Effervescent.
fly.
Swift. Shiny.
Tool?
Cool.
So like shinies, you're gonna give me gold if a dragon knocks up my car.
No,
You
you.
shiny.
Effervescent.
You small.
I am. I don't appreciate you pointing out how small I am all the time and how squishy I am.
No,
You know
shiny,
small. You rock.
I
Shiny
do
know
rock. Thank you, sir.
Shiny know you.
I like this guy.
You murdered. Shiny, small. You.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be murdered. That's true. But let's say something like that does happen. What kind of benefits do you guarantee my family?
Shiny.
Shiny. Shiny.
More
Fire.
shinies, more gold. Do you know how hard
No
it is to
gangbang.
spend gold in today's economy? You have to be like some sort of war criminal or black market profiteer. I really just want money. Just cash.
Shiny.
Objection.
Objection.
Fine, what is your objection? What's wrong with money?
Shiny.
Egregious.
Shiny.
I am shiny, and I guess yeah, gold is shiny. You notice that he's wearing like a gold chain and a gold watch.
Yeah. Small shiny. Yep.
Fly high. No oops.
No
You
oops.
No
No
oops. You oops. Oops. No oops. Shiny.
So you're saying your policy guarantees any oops that I might make, any mistakes I might make on the road?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Small oops. Small.
I don't really know what that means, but it sounds positive. Okay, how much is this gonna cost me every month?
No small shiny.
Small suspect. Oops.
Small shiny, small shiny, small shiny.
Sure.
Okay, as long as I get a good deal, you cover all my mistakes, and I get gold if
Small
anything
oops.
happens to me.
Small oops. Small oops.
Oops, oops.
Small
All
shiny, small
oops.
oops.
All oops,
Big-
all my
big-
mistakes.
Big. No
Fire
small.
oops.
Egregious
Water
oops.
oops.
What? Oh, fire oops,
Murder
water
Cave
oops,
oops.
cave oops.
Dragon oops.
Mm-hmm.
Egregious oops.
No
sus
guilty. No
oops,
guilty.
No,
murder
no,
oops,
no murder oops.
murder.
Fly oops. Rock oops.
Rock oops.
Harry oops.
Harry Rocco.
You oops.
Okay. I think that's like all the activities I would ever possibly do in my life, so it sounds good to me. You have yourselves a
Oops,
deal.
you did it again.
Ah!
All right.
All right, so congratulations. You have sold insurance as cave people.
And then we high five.
Yes.
And then time freezes as you're in the air
Finally,
touching hands.
1970.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for playing this experimental game. I had a fantastic time. I really loved watching you guys. Yeah, thank you. I've never run this before, so I definitely have learned some things and I need to tweak some things, but you all did fantastically.
This was my first like live stream too, so we were both new things.
Oh,
Well done.
awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your first live stream. I am very happy, very proud to be your
Congratulations
first
for being
DM.
a part of it. Yes.
Yes. So I guess, tell our viewers, remind them who you are, where can they find you, what are you up to? Kayte.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing a ton of online things at the moment, but working up towards possibilities of that happening more soon. At the moment, on Discord and Instagram as DM_Starsong. Other than that, stay tuned. I have a world that I've created that I've put on Obsidian Portal that I am
Nice.
maybe do something cool with. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, one of our viewers says, good job, Kayte.
Thank you.
Sam, tell people about you. Where can they find you? What are you up to?
Yeah, hi, I'm Sam Cargnelli. You can find me on Questline at AFL, on YouTube and on Twitch. We're gearing up for some real spoopy fun times with Halloween coming up. We're going to have Hallow Month. The whole thing is going to be spoopy as heck. Tune in next week on Tuesday, October 4th for some Hocus Pocus themed drag. We're going to do D&D and drag. And
nice.
our
Whoa.
incredible DM Capri, otherwise known as Error 404 when they're in drag, has created their own system for us, and it will be rolling it out for the first time as they all like celebrate drag and hocus pocus and spoopiness.
I'm so
Awesome.
excited.
You want to put
That sounds great.
a link to it in the, or do we have like a?
Yes.
Yeah, drop the link and we'll I mean, feel free, please post about it in the Discord, in our Discord. That sounds awesome. So I just want to remind people real quick, we do have a giveaway that we're about to close fairly soon. I put the information into the chat. In the meantime, Rhiannon, what are you up to?
I've been Rhiannon Held. Check out my space opera series under RZ Held. The first 4 collected in the collection Idyllian. So they're great. Check them out. Tonight, thank you to our sponsor, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, to our moderators, Rumpus and Prater. I believe I saw Saldarine and Myrduck there earlier. Shay Duck Song.
Randy, and thank you all. Thank you everybody who gave to the Trevor Project. It appreciated so much. I think we doubled the amount that we started the evening with, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that is amazing. You guys are awesome, and it will go towards helping a lot of people, making real difference in the world. Thank you.
So hi, I'm Ying Wang. I am about to close this giveaway pretty soon. So if you want to enter, do so now. I am going to close it at the end of my little talk about who I am, who I be. So that's maybe in about like 30 seconds. But hi, I'm Ying Wang, one of the Ninja Scrawlers. You can find me here on this channel every Wednesday and every Tuesday playing a different game. I also am a part of Concentration Check on Mondays with Aaron M. Evans. So if you need a little bit of help getting your work done and focusing on Mondays, you could join us virtually as we co-work together. You don't have to work on homework or work. You could like work on your D&D campaign. You could power wash your driveway. You could do anything that you want. You just want to hang out with some people that are also focusing and working at the same time. So I'm about to close this giveaway. It is now closed, and I'm about to draw a winner. And that winner is Pharaoh Brynet. Congratulations!
Woo!
Oh!
Roar!
Roar!
Yeah.
Shiny!
Shiny.
Dragon roar!
Yeah.
Sam coming in at the end there. Nice.
Yeah, no, we definitely have to thank Sam, but just Pharaoh, we will message you and get you your winnings. Thank you so much, everybody who donated tonight. Thank you so much, Sam, for just donating $25. Heck yeah.
Weird flex, but okay.
Hey.
Timely flex. Yeah, thank you for not doing that during the game and buying yourself a word, sticking with the spirit of the
Oh my
game.
god, I didn't know we could do that.
You could, but I would grumble a lot. But it's for charity, so I would take it.
We have to be good sports because it's for charity.
Yeah. And I might try to run this again for Extra Life, but I'm going to change up the scenarios and tweak some things, with the lessons I learned from this beta test.
I thought that was brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Putting us in situations where we had to use our words. That was.
And then couldn't use
Or
our
not
words.
use
Yeah.
our
Couldn't use our words. Yeah.
Classic.
Yes.
The whole game was a puzzle.
That's
Right. Yes. Well, hope everybody had a good time. Hope you, the viewers, had a good time. And until next week, see you later.